Welcome back to Return to Pali. This is part 3. Last time we made it through a surprisingly not so confusing stage. I remember it being really hard to get through, but it was like this Nolly village type area, but surprisingly I made it through with relatively little hassle. And now we're making our way to the UMS, the Prometheus, out the Bodega Bay, the Prometheus, that's the next one. I fucking love these names they come up with, just random words, you know, that probably, no, I think Prometheus is it a Greek or is it a Roman god? I'm not sure, but it sounds like the name of some sort of god. Also, these guys don't always attack you directly, but as you can see, he is. They have a really weird attack pattern, because sometimes he just kind of leave you alone and don't care. Come on, go away. Go away, you Turok 2 motherfucker. There you go, done. I'm just going to keep fighting these dudes as well. You know, there's something really weird about... Ooh, Nolly, hold on. I think there's something for me to read here in this area. Was there? No, I'm confusing it for a different part of the map. But I know there's a little bit of reading I'm going to have to do right now, so let's just see. Yeah, there it is. Let's read this. Another Thunderbird has fallen from the sky right before our eyes. Oh, this is really putting into focus just how bad I am at this. I'm very scared. Scared that the Sky Demon will come to our valley now. Is that me? No, they're talking about the Scar, who, for some reason in the fan game, the fan-made, sort of sequel to this, in a way, this mod for Unreal Tournament called Operation Pali, the voice actor, somehow they never corrected him on this in production, but the voice actor called them the Scare. The entire game, not a single person, in fact, I think it's just him though, he never once pronounces it correctly, like Scar. He always calls him the Scare. And I know it's kind of rich coming from me correcting people on their pronunciation, but come on, the Scare? Like, Jesus Christ. I know, it came out too fast. I still cannot believe that this mod was made, before most games that we play today were made. That's the crazy thing, because in my head, modding is like a new thing when it's clearly not. Modding's been around since computers have existed. You know, I mean, like, you know, the Doom and Wolfenstein modding community, especially the Doom modding community, right? Those games were absolute breeding grounds for such fan creations, and they were encouraged by the developers. That's the thing. They were actually, like, they made the games easy to modify that way. And the same goes for this. You know, you just go and make your own fucking levels and your own stuff. I've done that. Haven't posted any of it because it's just kind of me experimenting, but still. I think this is where we're supposed to go. Yeah, hold on. There's a really cool little scripted set piece here. Check this out. Come on, I'm trying to showcase the scripted set piece, you bastards. Where is it? Oh, okay, you missed it. Basically, that Nolly tries to walk on the bridge and he fucking dies, and it's really funny. Oh, it's a different Nolly. Well, what? Or maybe it's the same one. No, wait. Okay, whatever. Point is, it was supposed to play out a little differently, but it didn't because I was getting attacked, and whatever. Well, how you actually get through this section is super simple. You just kind of go like this. Jump. There you go, done. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, for me the concept of like a game from 2004 feels classic, but not like super old. A mod from 2004, for some reason, now when it's a different format, when it's a mod, it feels like forever ago. Like an absolute eternity away. I think I know why though. It's because mods, as they are not these massive full budget releases, they don't get made quite as infrequently. They get made quite often for tons of different games. So the distance in time between the mods is shorter, therefore longer gaps between them feels way longer, you know? So because we only get like a new game in most series once every couple years, unless it's like one of those annual series or whatever, the distance between like 5 years or whatever doesn't feel like that much. It's just like, oh, 2 games. But when it comes to mods, which get released, you get like hundreds of mods every day, you know, for different games. So it all of a sudden feels a lot older than that. I don't know why. It's just like the concept of like, for example, the Serious Sam Xbox conversion mod for PC. That one's like 6 years old now, I think, and that feels a lot older than, let's say, Serious Sam Free, which came out 2011, which is objectively older. You know, it's just kind of because if you really think about it, there's only like 4 Serious Sam games. Or, well, I mean, there's the first encounter, the second encounter, which are technically considered one game. In fact, there's supposed to be a third encounter. And then there was Serious Sam 2, but there's also Next Encounter. there's also all the weird spin-offs, and then there's obviously Serious Sam Free and the HD ones. Okay, there's actually a lot of Serious Sam games. But anyway, now we're making our way to, this is the Prometheus, I imagine. The sense of scale in these environments is absolutely fantastic. It's not quite as immense as it was in the original Unreal, but again, this is a more compact game. And I think it really benefits from it, right? Like, I would never Let's Play the original Unreal because it's just fucking huge. The first hour or so is... What the fuck is going on? There you go. What the... Is there a... Did they fuck up here? Was there like an invisible wall? Whatever. So like the first hour or so of Unreal is honestly some of the best first-person game you're ever gonna fucking get. It's amazing. But then it... I don't want to say it gets worse, but it becomes a little more... The barrier of entry starts to increase, if that makes sense. Like, okay, we've introduced you to the game, now it's time for some really confusing level design. It's not really that bad, though. I've played the game so many times that it's hard for me to remember that first playthrough. Oh, wow, look at those speakers. Can I get some of those for my setup? That'd be sick. Imagine how fucking good Sonic Frontiers music would sound on that, with those freaking bass lines. Dude, it's so weird playing Sonic Frontiers and hearing such overtly contemporary music. Because typically, video game music in general, but especially when it comes to Sonic, it's like they'll have like a particular time period that they base their music off of, especially like with Shadow Generations as well now. So fucking heavy, right? Even though it uses a lot of modern production techniques. But with Frontiers, it's like, this is like modern music, the kind of stuff that's popular, but I don't hate it. That's the crazy thing. I cannot stand the kind of music that gets produced on like most modern platforms today, and yet when I hear Sonic Frontiers music, I can recognize the production techniques. I can recognize the kind of synth sounds they use, the samples they will pitch shift and move around and stuff, and their melodic and harmonic sensibilities. But at the same time, probably because it's Japanese and they have like a different way of doing things, you know? Like, it sounds modern, but not bad modern, if that makes sense. It just sounds clean and cool. It's got a really great style, right? It almost sounds like something you might hear on the radio, but that's kind of true for even like the early 2000s Sonic. Like, seriously, like Sonic Adventure 2, right? Like, that kind of music, like Live and Learn, that was everywhere back then, even though it's way more technical than anything you would have heard on the radio. Like, I still cannot fucking stand when people call Crush 40 butt rock. Like, hold on, have you listened to real butt rock? You know what that is? You know what that sounds like? What I really meant to say. No, okay. But the idea is that, no. I mean, yes, the song may be 4 chords, but I'm talking about Live and Learn here, but it's, the freaking guitar playing is just insane on it. Like the do-do-do-do-do-do, like the phrasing and stuff is just so cool. You know, and like, and all of the lead parts are just so elaborate. There's so much texturing and layering onto it, which is actually pretty common when it comes to that kind of production. Anyway, what about the game? What are we doing here? Why are we even in this? Well, this is actually one of my favorite levels in the game, to be honest. You know why? Not just because it's on a cool spaceship, and I like cool spaceships, but also because the level design is very conducive to intense enemy encounters, and also, this right here was one of the few genuinely well done introductions to a new weapon in this game, in this expansion. Because we just saw him using the rocket launcher against us, and all of a sudden, we have our own. See, that's cool. When you have something used against you, then you get to use it against them. And that allows you to feel like the tables have turned, right? Also, I don't think you're supposed to go in here. Also, this door is actually kind of broken. I remember there's this... Yeah, okay, this is actually a really fun little set piece. It's not really integral to progression, but it's... Well, look at this. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Yeah, they just sort of taunt you and then send you back down. I'm not sure why, but I find that really charming for some reason. It's like you just kind of get a sneak peek into like, oh, that's what we're doing behind the scenes, and then, oh fuck, now we actually get to shoot them, because this is where you really want to be going. Want to go to the left? Okay, that's an overly long death animation. I'm never a fan of those because I'm not sure exactly whether or not I've killed them. There's a bit of lava here, so watch out for that. That lava texture is so familiar. I would not be surprised if a lot of textures in this game ended up getting reused in some like resource packs or something for Minecraft. Look at this. Like, that particular texture reminds me of a texture pack I did. Yeah, I'm from that generation who used to call them texture packs, because then they changed to resource packs, because that's technically more accurate, because you can store more than just textures. You can store sounds and other data. So they're called resource packs, but you know me, I'm always going to call them texture packs. Man, I love how I reference a game that I haven't played in over a decade. Well, no, I've played it semi-recently on Xenia for the sake of, like, just checking out the 360 version. Because I'm really nostalgic for that version, despite never owning a 360, because I watched a lot of YouTubers play it when it was new, because I was like, oh my god, it was on a console. And, you know, I still cannot believe that they got that working. I mean, seriously, 4J, they did a fucking miracle. Because, like, you gotta understand, this is like an open-world, procedurally generated game running on a CPU from 2005. Now, granted, it's a, you know, triple-core, 3.2 gigahertz CPU, so it's not too bad, especially for the standards of the time, but still, I mean, you can barely get Minecraft to run on a 16-core CPU. No, kidding, I'm just kidding. It's not that badly optimized, but still, I find that insanely impressive. I could have sworn there were some enemies here, by the way. I did a little practice run before this, and there were some enemies over here. Now there's none. Okay, that's interesting. We're just gonna drop down here. Weird. Oh, what the fuck? Maybe that's the enemy that was supposed to spawn there. I'm not sure. That was weird. But yeah, but there's this floating thing. I'm not sure if that's a problem with the Unreal patch or if it's I swear to God, it was not supposed to be there. Maybe, like, because I remember playing this before I patched the game. There's a little message we just got. What's it say? UMS Prometheus Information Terminal. Information network offline. Well, yeah, no shit. Wi-Fi's not on. Let's see where we gotta go now. What am I? Why am I pretending like I don't know where to go? I just played this. I know where to go. It's over here. Oh fuck. Okay, this is one of my favorite sections because really those you can like duck in and out of those little pods, and it creates for some really tense moments. You know. Of course, it's never fun when you have these... Okay, I don't understand why some games will have enemies that have shields that you can't interact with. So, you can't do anything about the shield that gets placed on that guy. That he places on himself, I mean. You can't damage it or anything. You can't, like, weaken it in any way. All you can do is just wait for him to turn it off. So, I don't really understand the point. It's just an arbitrary little delay. It's just delaying the fact that you're going to kill him. It's delaying the inevitable, but it's just weird that they even bother with that. I think there's a little log here. Let's see. Log, Andrew G. Jackson, medical officer. This has been a smooth ride. No major incidents for almost 2 weeks, and I'm still getting full payment. I think work doesn't get much better than this. I would play the Seinfeld theme, but I'm too lazy to edit in. So, okay, this is some really cool visual storytelling with all these blood splat. I think this is actually where we're supposed to go, but I want to explore just a little more before we move on. Yep, there's a little more for us to read. Log, Oliver F. Russell, scientific assistant. I know that we got something in the water tanks again. Peter saw some kind of slime ball through the pipe controls again. Looks like another long night of water analysis. God, I hate space vermin. Well, that's racist. What the fuck did the space people do to you? But anyway, and that's actually a reference to, that's a little bit of foreshadowing to, collect that, dead people. It's a bit of foreshadowing to one of the enemies that we're going to be encountering, although it's not really an encounter, to be fair. Like, you don't actually have to fight the enemy at all. Like, here's what's going to happen. We're going to run into it for a few seconds, and then we'll realize, like, oh, okay, look, we don't really have to deal with it. Now, let me just save real quick. I'm not sure if there's a log entry after this or not, so I'm just going to keep quiet for a bit.
The Prometheus came down hard in a valley, shedding debris as she dropped out of the sky. There were bodies everywhere. I have to assume that the whole crew was wiped out. 150 souls. God, I hate this planet. The ship is a nightmare. The hull is breached in several places, one of the engine cores is melted down, and the corridors are infested with mercenaries. But I'm close to being done. I just need to find the data cores and then trigger the ELT on the bridge.
150 souls? Or was it 120? I didn't hear it right. Hopefully we're not playing Dark... Actually, no, wait, hold on. Was it a Dark Souls or was it Demon Souls where you actually collect souls and they benefit you in some way? I have no idea. I've never played a single Souls-like game in my entire life. I don't think I've played anything by From Software, come to think of it. Even like their non-Souls games, because believe it or not, those games have made more than just those games. In fact, they've made a lot of weird stuff, which you wouldn't really expect them to have made, but at the same time, you fully expect them to have made it. Now, I believe we just picked up one of the best items in the game, the searchlight. Yes, this thing is great because it's just an area light that surrounds you, and you don't really have to worry about aiming too much with it. You just kind of point and, you know, the area is illuminated, so we can just use this for as long as the game possibly allows us to, because it'll make everything much easier. This right here, that's what they were talking about in that log entry, and that's it. We don't even have to interact with it. We just went by. Now let's see if I can squeeze my fat ass through here, because as you can see, for some reason, there you go. I had a really hard time squeezing through there. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, have you seen the character model for this fucking thing? I mean, like, hold on. Let me actually see if I can get this to work. Behind view 1. Look at that. Absolute unit. And if we can switch over to the front-facing view, you see some serious polygons, but still. So I'm not surprised it was quite hard for us to squeeze through there. But anyway, I still have no idea what the character's name is. It's like prisoner numbers. I don't remember the numbers. That's the thing. You're gonna want to use some hit scan here. Although I'm actually gonna switch over to my. Do I even have any ammo for? I don't have any ammo for it. Fuck. Okay. Switch to this thing because it's overpowered as hell and has a lot of ammo. Because of course. Also, although you know what, I might be making a mistake right now because I'm gonna be facing some serious hit scan motherfuckers real soon. If you've played this expansion, you'll know what I'm talking about, and that's to do with the fact that we're gonna be fighting basically humans that have our equipment, and they are tough as shit. They're not impossible or anything, but still, I mean, the UMS is helping us out with some extra pickups and stuff. I think UMS stands for, what was it? Universal? No, it can't be Universal. Something Marine Corporation. Universal Marine Corporation? Whatever. Let's see what this says. Log Michael T. Williams, scientific officer. Research has been completed for a few days, and we still got over a week left to our destination. This would be a great time to relax if we weren't trapped. If we weren't trapped on this damn ship. Key card. What is this? Duke Nukem. Also, there's gonna be another sort of cinematic set piece moment. Basically, I'm gonna have to keep quiet for this next section. All right, and also keep my mouse very steady because we can move around during it. It's very funny.
By some miracle, the translite communication system on the Prometheus is still working. While I was exploring the comm center, I came across this exchange captured and recorded by the computers.
Deep Space Warship UMS Bodega Bay.
Prepared to take whatever steps are necessary to ensure the success of Operation Talon Hunter.
Acknowledged.
Bodega Bay, one more thing. Operation Talon Hunter is classified Deep Ultra. Once you've finished your mission, you must implement measures to eliminate any security risks.
Please clarify, Starlight Base.
Bodega Bay, make sure prisoner 849 doesn't come back. Terminate the prisoner once the job is done.
Understood, Starlight Base. We will dispose of prisoner 849 after Operation Talon Hunter is concluded. Bodega Bay, out.
I've been betrayed. Why does this not surprise me? I should have known what to expect from those bastards. I guess all I can do is play out this hand. Recover the data cores, activate the ELT on the bridge, and then try to hijack the shuttle when they come to get me. It's a long shot, but it's all I've got. If I don't make it, and someone ever recovers this log, maybe the truth will get out.
Damn, evil space guys did evil space things and now we've been betrayed? No way, bro. Well, I guess we're just gonna keep fighting through because that's all we do in these games, and that's totally fine. See, these shields, they don't make sense to me. It's like, why? Why would you let an enemy do that when you can't interact with it in any way? It's just a matter of waiting it out, because you can just kind of hide behind cover and never take damage from them because they're not smart enough to try and flush you out. So I don't understand it from a design standpoint, and it's not even like Legend's fault. It's Epic's fault. This is one of the original enemies from the OG Unreal, like the default, the vanilla game, right? This is not from the expansion, so it's not like we can just say, oh, Legend don't know how to make games. No. It's Epic's fault in this case, but that's a little odd because, you know, they generally make okay games, to be fair. At least they used to. Still, I don't know, I don't really have much of an opinion on their current output, other than what is generally considered to be the consensus, but either way. You know, expansion packs are weird because it's like, they have so much content from the old stuff, and then content from, like, you know, that's made brand new, and there's always a little bit of a clash between them, you know? I don't think it's as bad here as it is in... Well, I don't know, like, maybe I imagine even older games, because again, you gotta understand, the farther back you go in time in terms of video games, the more of a difference there is in quality between each individual year. So the difference in quality of, like, textures and models from 1988 to 99 is, like, you know, going from this to this, which is not really that severe. See, this to this, not that much of a difference. There definitely is a difference in the texture fidelity, but it's not like you're going from fucking PS1 to PS2, you know what I mean? But still, sometimes you can find that, like, there's a severe mismatch in the quality of the assets of some of these things, and that really annoys me, because I have this thing where I don't have OCD, I don't think necessarily, like, not medically at least, but it really pisses me off when I'm supposed to go even higher, aren't I? When I know that certain things in a, let's say, a game, or even like any form of media, whatever it might be, any form of entertainment, or even art, or whatever it might be, when things are not made for, like, purpose made for that particular thing, and rather are reused with different standards from a different time, it really just kind of, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it doesn't make a difference, that's the thing. For example, I'm sure that for Shadow Generations, they completely, unapologetically ripped all of the assets from Forces and Frontiers. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, hold on, I need to save because I'm fucking dying. I would not be surprised if there's not a single altered asset from those original games. All the same textures, all the same models, all in geometry, everything, even the ones from Sonic 06, honestly, because as a 7th generation game, I think it holds up pretty well visually, so I wouldn't be surprised if even for Kingdom Valley, they reuse the exact same level geometry and textures from the original Sonic 06 Kingdom Valley stage, right? Obviously for the first two levels, Rail Canyon and, oh, I'm gonna fucking die, aren't I? Hold on. No, we're not letting that happen. There you go. For the first two, Space Colony Arc and Rail Canyon, yeah, they obviously redid them because they're from the fucking Dreamcast and GameCube era, sure. But for the rest of them, it would not surprise me if they're the exact same. And also, Radical Highway, of course. Yeah, I told you, these guys are fucking hard, and I gotta go find some health if I wanna actually try and fight them legitimately. Let's see, can I go find something in here? There's some really fucking cool music in the background. I don't know if you can hear it right. Okay, we found some health. Hopefully you guys heard a little bit of that music. I'm not going to turn it up too much because I don't want to mess up the audio balance as a whole for this playthrough, but still, because there's still quite a bit of talking left in this game, and I want to make sure we don't get any, you know, drowning out of the voices like in the intro. Because again, in the intro, it probably sounded fine for part 1 of the series, but that was like my third take of that because I had to keep tweaking the fucking audio settings to get it right. And I think we're done. The music is quieted down, which means, yep, there you go. But as I was saying, it's not like it's even an objective flaw when a game does that, when an expansion pack or some kind of sequel has reused and a mix of reused and new assets. It's a personal thing. It's because, like, sometimes they just kind of blend together perfectly anyway. Oh, fuck. More spiders. Don't get too close to me because I will not be able to attack you using my, my explosive weapons, alright? And I think we're going to end the part around... Are we going to get a loading screen? I'm just waiting for the game to cut to a loading screen so that I can then say, like, ultimately, okay, yes, this is the end of the part. We might get another log entry, though. Let me see. Possibly not. But yeah, okay. At this point, the game's going to load, right?
I whacked the Marines, but I couldn't find their shuttle. Must have returned to the Bodega Bay. When I realized that the shuttle was gone, I almost gave up. It all seemed so hopeless. But things were even worse the last time I was down here, and somehow I made it. Eventually, I decided to keep going. And it's a good thing I did, because there is hope after all. One of the Marines had a radio with a live frequency. There's another squad about 10 clicks west of here holed up in some kind of fortress. I don't know how I'm going to get over there, but they've got a shuttle, and by God, I'm going to get it.
That sounded really out of character, like, by God, I'm gonna get it. It's like, what the fuck, did we come from Texas all of a sudden? Anyway, this is gonna do it for part 3 of Return to Pali. Next time we're gonna tackle this area. Oh, it's one of my favorite maps in the game, actually. Nice, I can't wait to do that. We're gonna look at that in part 4 of Return to Pali. See you then.